Hello and welcome to Sound Bites. I'm your host, Holly Whitfield, and today I have the great pleasure, really you have the great pleasure of hearing our guest co-host, we're just talking all together today, Natalie Van Gundy, normally our producer. We're going to keep talking about what we've been eating and what we've been wanting to eat. We just keep doing that all the time, so we thought you'd like to hear about it. I'm lucky. I get to talk to Natalie all the time, but this is a real treat for our listeners. So welcome, Natalie.
Thanks, Holly.
Thank you for turning on these microphones and making this whole thing work every week. This week, Natalie and I will talk about the top 3 meals we've eaten lately. Each, that's 6 delicious bites we'll be talking about. We're also going to talk about what's on each of our lists to try next in terms of restaurants in Memphis or places that we want to go. I also have a couple of stories and podcasts from the Daily Memphian that I will humbly recommend at the end of the show. And finally, we'll talk a little bit about an upcoming panel that the Daily Memphian is hosting all about food and culture that you are invited to, and it's free. But we'll talk more about that later. Know that Sound Bites is the Daily Memphian's weekly food, drink, and dining podcast. It's part of our free podcast series. Hear new episodes each week on WYXR Radio. Catch us Thursdays at 11 there. You can also search for Sound Bites Daily Memphian on the internet and subscribe on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or whatever podcast app you like. You can even stream episodes at dailymemphian.com. I will say I'm a couple weeks behind on our Soundbite stories. I've been in and out of town, but I'm back and I'll get caught up. But all the episodes are live through all those podcast streams. If you are listening now on WYXR, stay tuned in. You can hear the sidebar with Eric Barnes. This week, he's interviewing Quincy Morris, the executive director of the Klondike Smoky City CDC, talking about that neighborhood in Memphis. But let's get started. Talk about food like we do all the time.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to just start with you, Natalie.
Cool.
3 places that you have been lately.
Okay, I'll start with the most recent one.
Okay.
I had to meet up with a friend in Cordova, and I'm someone who has like a running list on my phone of places I want to try, not necessarily in priority, but more like areas of the city. So yes. I knew that I wanted to go to Sweet Eye Cafe.
Sweet Eye Cafe.
It's a Middle Eastern coffee house in Cordova, kind of near the International Farmers Market in that strip mall situation over there. It's really beautiful inside.
Wow.
It's shocking.
In strip mall.
In the strip mall. It's shocking how pretty that space is. It was so nice. I had quite a few items, and my friend and I each got different things, and then we shared, like you do. I had a pumpkin cinnamon roll latte, which was not overly sweet, but it was delicious. And then I actually liked hers better. She had an apple brown sugar latte.
That sounds so good.
It was.
I love apple fall flavors.
Yes, on a cool day. And it was like pretty cool outside, and having that warm latte with the apple flavor coming in, it was delicious. And then we also split, they had a lox bagel dish, but the bagel was jalapeno cheddar. And it was, I sent you a picture of it, really large, pretty hearty. We didn't finish it all. It was so good. And then to top it all off, we had a Dubai chocolate crepe.
You sent me a picture of this, and I was like, Natalie, what even is this? It looked like a big pizza slice covered in like green goo, but not in a bad way.
No, like
it was huge.
You would dream of this green goo. It was so good. It looked like a pizza slice or like a huge slice of pie.
Yeah.
Again, we didn't finish it all, but it was like all of those together. They may not sound like they work, but they do.
No, it does. It does.
It was incredible. I hadn't had a crepe in such a long time. I used to love Crepe Maker, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. But this one was great, and it kind of like hit the spot for a crepe craving. And they had a lot of other options. It wasn't just the Dubai chocolate crepe on the menu. And those drinks I mentioned are seasonal. They're on their seasonal menu, so if you're interested, get up there sometime during the fall season.
Sweet Eye. Okay, so the Dubai chocolate, if you don't know, we've talked about it a couple times on the podcast, but it's like a pistachio sort of nougat cream situation with like chocolate.
The green goo you're talking about is that pistachio cream or pistachio butter. Yes.
Really? I should have been more charitable in my description, but like I mean it in the best way.
Yes. Yeah. There's also the katafi aspect to it. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but it adds like another layer of flavor to it. Truly delicious and decadent. And if you're interested in those flavors, go to Sweet Eye. They're also a coffee roaster, by the way. I think that's like more than half the business is coffee roasting. And then they've got this cafe, which is, again, beautiful inside. So something to note there.
Okay. That's your number one.
It was
place.
my number one.
This isn't necessarily like...
It was most
ranked,
recent.
But it was just the first place we're talking about. Okay. Second place you've been recently.
Me. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've been.
We're gonna just mix it up. You're gonna do two. I'm gonna do two.
Then we'll do one and one. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
One that I've been to recently and frequently is to Le Jour in East Memphis. It is a chain. I believe it's like a Korean French pastry bakery shop. Mm-hmm. The way it works is you go in. And you get a tray and a set of tongs, and you kind of pick out what you want on the tray.
Dangerous.
It's dangerous to the point where when I go in and I pick out everything, they're like, "Oh, you have a big family." And I mean, I do have a family, but I wouldn't call it big. And I just smile.
Like, oh, do you need more boxes? Yeah.
Yeah. So they've got like the pastry cases kind of in the front, and you can get like baguettes and milk bread and all this delicious stuff. And then they've got like a cool case close to the register that has more of like cakes and, you know, things that need to be chilled. I've actually never had space to make it that far to that cool case.
One day
I will get that far, but I have a few items from there that are on my list.
Everyone get out your pens and your pencils.
My very favorite item there is the corn cheese donut.
What?
It's
like corn?
It's got little kernels of corn in it. Have you ever had like a corn nugget?
Yeah.
Okay, so the flavor is kind of like that, like a fried corn, but I think the cheese is... I don't really know. It tastes like cream cheese a little bit. Mm-hmm. But there's three little, they look like large donut holes. Mm-hmm. But you take a bite and there's like the little pieces of corn inside. And I think it's coated in like a sugar. Mm. It's really, really good.
I did watch Children of the Corn last night. So my mind is going all kinds of places.
Children of the Corn cheese donut. There we go.
Perfect.
Number one recommendation. Second recommendation. The honey cheese mochi pancake. That's another item that comes in like a little basket, and there's 3 or 4 of them. A different texture than the donut, and they're not like fried or dipped in that sugar, but really, really good. My third and fourth recommendation, the kimchi and curry croquettes.
Ooh.
They are like big savory stuffed donuts.
Yes.
And I don't know if we're eating them at the right time of day. I don't care. We have them for breakfast with scrambled eggs. Very, very good. And then I can't talk about to Le Jour without mentioning the garlic cream cheese bread. It's like this big round loaf. Well, a medium loaf. It's not a huge loaf, but it's like sliced where there are like 6, maybe 5 little pieces that you kind of break off.
Like wedges, yeah.
Yeah, and the cheese, I said it's a cream cheese inside with the garlic, and you should eat it warm. Okay. And it's just incredible. And those are my favorite items. I mean, I've had way more than that, but I've probably been at least like 6 times, and it's dangerous that I don't live too far from this bakery.
To Le Jour, where is it?
Oh, good question. Know. Poplar and 240, kind of near like Target, and I think there's a J. Crew over there and a Bath and Body Works.
Oh, is it like the No Man's Land shopping center that has like everything in it, like the Best Buy, and the Red Koi and the Kami Ramen and the Target, and it's up in there.
It's up in there. But yeah, that's where it is. They also, I haven't tried it, but they have like a large coffee bar going on. It looks like they have great drinks. That's not my target when I'm going in there. Yeah. I want the huge box full of bread, please and thank you.
Please and thank you. Okay.
What are your 2 places you've been?
Yes, 2 places I've been. Okay, so week before last, I saw on Instagram that Mary's Boat on Cooper, sort of in between Overton Square and Cooper Young, kind of across from where Midtown Mondays used to be. If you don't know where Mary's Boat is.
It's across from Slider Inn, kind of.
Yeah. It's in that area. It's like a little place, but it's great tropical drinks. Full disclosure, I'm pals with the owners, but listen, they were advertising a sushi pop-up. It was like Sushi by Brittany, and the menu looked delicious. So I went with my friend Allie Mounts, and we got there early. And so what we learned is that Brittany is Brittany Brown. She's a part of the kitchen staff over at Fawn in Cooper Young. And Fawn is owned by the same people as Mary's Boat and Cameo and No Comment. So they're all in that family, but she was having this pop-up, and she had some really delicious sounding sushi. And so we just ordered one of each of the 3 rolls she had. One roll she had like a shrimp salad with crunchies. She had like, that's what she called it, crunchies.
Yeah.
And
you already know what that is. Just say crunchies and you're like, oh, I know a crunchy.
Crunchies. Yeah, I know about a crunch. And then mango, and we ordered that, and that was amazing.
And that sounds like it will pair well with the drinks that they're offering.
Yes. So usually when I go in there, they have a pina colada like on like a big batch. I don't know if it's on like a tap or what, but they have a big batch pina colada, which is not the drink that I normally would get. Like, I'm like, I don't need a sweet big old thing.
I've had it and it's really good.
It's really good. There they serve it like in a small glass, and it's well balanced. And if you want something like very coconutty, very tropically, lightly fruity.
They make their own coconut cream.
Yes. It's that you can totally taste it. So that's usually my go-to. But I think this day, for some reason, I got something else. I think I got like the Missionary's Downfall or something. And it was a little bit too similar to the pina coladas.
Okay.
The same thing with like some nutmeg and some stuff in it. So I didn't go for the pina colada, but it would have paired beautifully. Basically with any of those drinks. Those drinks are strong. That's why you sip them while you eat a bunch of delicious sushi. So we also got a roll that had like salmon and more crunchies and more delicious sauces. That was like a raw fish moment. And then she actually had a vegetable roll, which like,
I normally don't go for that.
No, I mean, not when I'm going out. Like, so if I want to pick up some sushi from the Kroger sushi counter, which is usually pretty good. Like,
that's a safe bet.
Yeah, give me like a California roll or like a veggie roll. Like, that's a great lunch. And affordable and fresh and crisp and whatever. Fresh market too. But when I'm going out, I'm usually not going to get that. But this one had sweet potato and mango, like a roast, like a torched pineapple, I think is what she called it. So like it had these kind of sweet elements, but mixed in with all like the umami savory flavor. So we got all 3 of these rolls. It was reasonably priced, and it was a lot of food, and we couldn't quite finish it all. Yeah. And like, I will say that because it is one person, Brittany Brown, whoever you are, maybe we'll have you on one day, because what you did that day to the sushi was incredible. It was really good. It took a while. You know, you need to be prepared to sit and watch this artist like make their work while you're sipping your drink. So,
you can
like,
see her make the sushi?
Yeah, she's standing right there making it. So
Very cool.
It takes a while for her to go through the order. So be prepared to set aside some time, but it's totally worth it. It's totally worth it. So yes, keep your eyes out for all the different pop-ups they're doing at Mary's Boat, actually.
They haven't announced when Brittany's coming back.
No, not yet.
Well, maybe after they hear this, they'll get her on the schedule.
Yeah, we'll just, we'll start screaming loudly outside and they'll hear us and we'll do it. No, that doesn't work, but we can try.
Well, it worked at Barksdale.
It worked. That's true. That one guy that... Go back and listen to the Barksdale episode of Sound Bites from the Daily Memphian with me, your host, Holly Whitfield, and producer Natalie Van Gundy, who is also our co-host / guest today, and hear about how someone protested and got them to serve all-day breakfast again. So maybe we will go outside and scream for sushi.
The Memphis way.
The Memphis way. The other thing that I had recently was that I attempted to make a Cuban sandwich with my boyfriend Keenan, and we were cooking in our house, and we were trying to make this Cuban sandwich because we had leftover pork loin, and I was like, I've only ever had it in Memphis, really, when it's made with pulled pork, which I know is not exactly what they do in Florida when they make the Cuban sandwich. Yeah. Because the Cuban sandwich originates in Florida. There's like a Tampa versus Miami version. And then I think there's a third version. Really the only reason that I wanted to bring this up is because I love going down rabbit holes of the drama of like, no, the Tampa version has, it has tomato and the other one doesn't. And if you like, never the two shall meet, and you have to fight to the death.
The local beef or local pork in this case about sandwiches.
The local ham, steak, beef, pork situation. But we did our best. I really think we would have had to make the pork loin like with this special like Cuban sandwich.
What was your bread?
Marinade. We did get some decent bread. It was like a Bolillo bread or something from like just somewhere in the store. We were kind of just piecing it together. We were cobbling it up. But then a few weeks later, we actually went to New Orleans for a work trip. I went to the Online News Association conference and got to eat a lot of good things in the evenings after the conference was over. And one of the things we got was a Cuban sandwich. And like after we had like labored over this homemade one and like tried to get the right ham to add to it, try to get the right pickle situation, try to get the right mayonnaise and bread, we just ordered it and we're like, oh, this is so much better. So Cuban sandwich, probably not something I'll try to make again, but it's something that's come up from time to time in my days working in food in Memphis. People are like, well, where's the best Cuban? And I'm like, not here, really.
Well,
some places have some good ones.
Las Delicias has one that I really like.
Okay.
But I wouldn't say it's like
the best,
authentic or traditional, but it's on the menu and it's amazing.
Okay.
So it's a good version
so
of it.
it has like, is it a pulled pork?
Yes.
Kind of thing. And then
no, it's not pulled pork. I'm sorry.
Pork.
But there's a lot of other meat on there too.
Yeah. So usually it has ham and like some kind of like either roasted or pulled pork situation. But I really think it's like the marinade. So this is basically me talking to you about a very delicious thing that I had, but that I'm still in the progress of learning about. And people have a lot of opinions about Cuban sandwiches. And I think it's funny when you're like, oh, it's not authentic or anything. And I'm like, I think that's the beauty of a sandwich like this, that there's no such thing as necessarily authentic, because it came from a place that was like inspired by immigrants made it. They made it their own. They made it in this city different than this city based on the ingredients that they had. And now like, what's a Cuban sandwich? No one can say, but we all have our opinions on it. And
that's true.
That's fun to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to you.
Okay.
Did you have
another thing
one more place that you've been that you really enjoyed, or a dish that you had?
I do. It was on Hog and Homony's summer seasonal menu, and it was their What's the Dealio pizza. I still dream about it. It was so, so good. It was basically the tomato pie version of a pizza. Like, dill, tomato, mayo. It had cheese on there, of course. It was so incredibly good.
Well, their crust there, however many millions of years ago, like 12 years ago, I tried their crust and I was like, this is weird. I don't understand it. It's crispy, but it's also chewy. I don't like it. And then I went back and I had it again and I'm like, yeah, actually it's pretty good. I don't know. And then I went back like the third time and I was like, this is the best pizza crust. That sort of Neapolitan-esque.
Yes. Esque.
Not.
Or ish.
Ish-esque. Meh. Neapolitan, wood-fired, and then with all the southern tomato pie flavors to finish out the summer. I mean, it's like 80-something.
Yeah.
What's the dealio?
What's a
dealio? Oh,
yeah, dill. It was good.
I have to give a shout-out to my friend, Abby Ellis, who is an amazing cook, and she made a tomato pie that I got to have this weekend. And she had made one earlier this season with her tomatoes and basil from her own garden that she's carefully tended all summer.
Yeah.
You know, you like have a garden and you're like, here's 2 tomatoes. Well, she knows what she's doing. She knows what she's about. She's got enough to make a couple of pies. So she's like, I made a new recipe this time. I don't think it's as good. Oh, no.
I guess I didn't realize this was her recipe, like riff on like a normal. Okay.
Yeah. So she used cherry tomatoes because that's what she had grown. Fontina, but she says any cheese really will work. Like Fontina's like the cheese flavored cheese. Duke's mayonnaise,
of course,
she specifies. Fresh basil and green onions.
What was the crust like?
Flaky and delicious. And I'm totally fine with a crust forward pizza or tomato pie, but in this case, like the filling was so good.
Well,
like
that's
I
the
didn't
star
even
in
really
this.
care.
Yeah.
Like
it was just the
crust was
vessel
like.
to get everything else to you.
Yeah. It was solid.
Yeah.
It was a solid crust. It was the right flavor. It was the right texture, and the rest of it shine. It almost had like a pesto kind of infusion flavor, which I love pesto. So that was really good. So, it's like the end of the summer. I feel like I'm going to try to make like a margarita. Not a margarita. What is it? A caprese salad.
Yum.
Yeah, like today. Like
I'll
today's
eat
the
that
last
year
day.
round, even though it's not in season.
That's
so
fine.
good.
We have FedEx. They'll ship it to us. Okay, so you have really enjoyed food at Sweet Eye in Cordova, at Tous in Tous in East Memphis, and as well as the What's the Dilio
There you go.
pizza at Hog and Hominy. I have enjoyed the sushi pop-up with Brittany, Sushi by Brittany at Mary's Boat, Cuban sandwiches, wherever you can find them. Send me your Cuban sandwich hot takes.
And your Rex.
Yes, and your Rex, please, please. And then I also, on that trip to New Orleans, I won't go through the whole trip or anything. I will give a couple of shout outs. We ate at a place that has been very solidly on the top New Orleans restaurant list for years, Pesh, which is great. They have a chef now who is putting a lot of Asian flavors and umami and soy and interesting things in with this like typical Southern seafood treatment.
I love that combination.
It's so good. We had a great meal at Pesh. We also went to a place called Jewel of the South that was amazing. And they had like a foie gras toast with jam. Everybody has foie gras toast now. People are doing caviar and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with that. Someone else, look at your tea leaves, consult your books, tell us what's happening with the trends of the foie gras, but it was delicious. And the place I really wanted to shout out is a fairly new place in New Orleans. My friends that we were meeting up with down there hadn't been yet, and so we went to a place called Jolie, which I'm just going to say it is like a sexy lounge. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. It's like a proper lounge, but they have not like skimped on their food. And so we also had foie gras toast there, but it was like whipped and like really nice. And they had deviled eggs. Normally I'm like, yeah, sure, we'll order a couple deviled eggs if we're hungry and we need to get some protein, but I can make my own deviled eggs. This place, no. They had it piled up like 3 or 4 inches of whipped deviled egg filling with the little fish eggs, the little roe on top, the little orange roe. And it's called Jolie. And it was amazing. And my final note on New Orleans, I will say, is that many years ago, I did go down there for the Moxie Hotel opening. Remember, there's a Moxie Hotel in Memphis.
Yeah.
So years before that opened, we went down to New Orleans to like check out what theirs was like. Spoiler alert, nothing like ours. But while we were in New Orleans, we did go eat at Josephine Estelle, which the name may sound familiar because it is a Andrew Tyser and Michael Hudman restaurant, Andrew Michael restaurant. And it was amazing. So I'm really excited to see how they Memphisize that.
It'll be in the Standard, which a lot of us know as Care For. Mm-hmm. RIP to that as well.
Is it called the Standard?
The Standard Germantown,
Standard,
right?
Yeah.
We'll double check that, but I'm pretty certain.
Old Macaroni Grill where I worked. That burned
down.
Yeah.
Well,
I had nothing
burned
to do with
down.
it,
This is
I
a
promise.
totally different building.
Yeah.
In fact, I think it's already up. You can see it.
Yeah.
Like on Poplar.
At Kirby and Poplar.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it'll be there. I don't know when it's scheduled to open.
Nobody
Does anybody?
knows.
Yeah.
No one knows.
We'll ask another time. But so that will be interesting if you can remember that meal and how to compare
I
it.
can. I mean, it was similar to like a lot of their Andrew Michael, Catherine and Mary's, like a lot of pastas and stuff, but they had, of course, incorporated more seafood. And I do remember the portions being larger there in New Orleans.
Okay.
So I doubt we'll see that at the Memphis iteration here.
Probably. And
7
time has
years
passed.
later. Yeah.
But and that location's no longer around,
No.
correct? Okay.
No, that one was in the Ace Hotel, which is now a different hotel. So the only thing that is constant is change. But this hasn't changed. This is the Daily Memphian Soundbites podcast with me, Holly Whitfield. I'm talking with Natalie Van Gundy, normally our producer, but today our co-host, and for your treat on the mic. If you're listening on WYXR, keep on listening for the sidebar with Eric Barnes, our Daily Memphian CEO, after this. If you're listening on your podcast app, please take time to subscribe and then you won't miss any episodes. One thing we're going to talk about quickly next is where we want to go.
Where we haven't been yet.
To eat. Where we haven't been yet.
Dining wish list. We've got 5 spots. 5 things, I'll say. Sure.
Count them down. Number 1, we both agreed on most of these, actually. Mm-hmm. So we're just going to go down the list. Number 1 was...
Kokoza East.
Haven't
been yet.
We had Denny Riley on a few months ago on the Soundbites podcast. She and her husband Patrick Riley owned the Majestic and Kokoza Italian-American restaurant in Harbortown, but now they've opened one out east, and we just haven't made it there yet.
I've heard only great things.
I'm excited.
And it's always packed from what I hear.
That's good. That's good. Really, really good.
And it looks totally different as you'd expect on the outside. I drive by all the time, and it's crazy how different that space looks. So much more welcoming. And if I lived in that neighborhood, I would be so happy.
Maybe I'll go there today.
Ooh.
We'll see. Okay, number 2, the Baotan, we don't know if we're saying it right, Baotan lunch.
Yeah, they just started lunch. So there's a new lunch menu.
Yes.
And I'm going to double check what I have.
In Crosstown.
It's in Crosstown. Thank you. And their lunch menu is available Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And I kind of love that they're open on Mondays and closed on Tuesdays because it can be hard to find a Monday spot. But their lunch menu looks great. There's a lot on here that I think I would enjoy. Specifically, this Vietnamese beef stew with egg noodles. It sounds amazing, especially now that it's getting colder. It all just looks really interesting. So I need to make time to drive to Crosstown and get some lunch.
I just want everything on this menu. A trio of spring rolls, pork and shrimp, Chinese sausage, tofu, like delicious.
There's a baguette with truffle butter. Yum.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah. A banh mi. Can't go wrong, like you said.
Also with truffle butter on that banh mi.
This just says bun, fresh vermicelli noodles, grilled pork or tofu. Anyways, we're drooling over the menu. Yes. So they have recently been named by readers and voters in the Memphis Flyers Best of Memphis poll. I think is maybe best Vietnamese restaurant or some kind of award for Best of Memphis. So
all the more reason to go.
Congratulations. And now they have lunch. Okay, we're bad because we have not been to Sweet Musings yet, and it's right by our office in Clark Tower,
And if I like Tous Jours as much as I do, I will likely love Sweet Musings because it's basically the local version of that. And it's this is the second location, but I don't think that quite counts as a chain yet.
No.
But yeah, I need to go. It's in Williamsburg Village and one of the new... what did it used to be? A hair salon, I think.
Yeah, it's next to like Gus's Fried Chicken and Half Shell and across the street from Torchy's in that trafficy area. But don't worry, it's not that scary. You can get in there and get a parking spot.
Especially if you go at the right time of day, which is what I need to do. So I'm definitely going to hit up Sweet Musings, and it might be my new little bakery pastry go-to shop.
We've written about it a few times. Sophia Surratt has reported on it in her Food Files, Stories on Daily Memphian's business section. One thing I was thinking about, because I'm just willing cold weather to arrive, not that you can't eat this year-round, but Andalusia.
Yes. Also not far from us.
Yeah.
We're like centrally located. Today. Yeah, we're hungry and in the perfect location to get everything we want.
So Andalusia is delicious Moroccan cuisine. It just has a slightly, like, it just is a different palette, and it's great. It's so good. And
Sanderland, correct?
In Sanderland Center, yep. Mm-hmm. And it's over there by where the new Chow Bell is for people that
That's
don't know
right,
that.
Kind of on the little corner spot there.
It's just sort of comfort food, but I also appreciate they have a lot of different options. So if you're like, yeah, I do want like the sort of tandoori grill thing with like the crispy rice and almonds and dates and a chicken situation, they have that. But if you want something that's more vegetarian or you want something that's like got more meat and more spice, they have that as well.
A versatile menu.
I like that.
Me too.
I said 5 things. The 5th thing is really a cheat. It's just something that I keep putting out into the universe, which is that I told you guys about my grill. I got this grill this summer. I've grilled a bunch of things, including the aforementioned pork loin. But we still have not ventured into the like pizza oven on the really hot grill and like the pizza oven attachment
with the stone
and the thing and the really, really hot grill. We just haven't done it yet. Honestly, it's too hot. If you're like, I need to heat this oven 1,000 million degrees, more like, okay, really like 600 degrees.
That's pretty hot though.
Yeah.
And it's getting a little cooler at night, but it sounds like you need to like get that started earlier in the day for it to get that hot. So I get it.
Yeah. We just haven't dove in yet. So if you have ever made a pizza on your grill in any way, shape, or form, have a gas grill. So, and have a pizza stone and have a pizza oven that goes inside of the grill or something. I don't even know. Like I said, spaceship grill. But I definitely want to try to do that. And I feel like the time is right.
Every time you talk about it, I think of this episode of Bluey, which I'm confident you've never seen, where they get a new pizza oven and it's very fun. And why I'm sharing that, I don't know, but it's what I'm picturing.
Well, maybe that's the inspiration that we need to like pull the trigger and start making some dough and stuff.
Well, they do meat lovers and ham and pineapple in that episode.
Ooh, yeah.
Both look good for cartoon pizzas.
That is adorable. I love it. Okay, so on our list, we have Kokoza East, we have Balton Lunch, we have Sweet Musings, the new East Memphis location, Andalusia, and Sanderland Center, and me figuring out pizza on my grill. That's our list of what we want. I wanted to give a couple of quick shout outs to some of the podcast episodes and stories lately that you may have missed on the Daily Memphian website. There's an AMDM episode where the host Mary Casciola talks to our food writer Ellen Chamberlain about some of the sort of strange and unfortunate events at local restaurants and how they're bouncing back. So,
and those episodes of AMDM are pretty short and easy to digest. So don't feel like, oh, I don't have time to take on another podcast. You do if you're interested. Don't let that scare you.
That is very well said because it's like just a couple of minutes. You can catch up with, actually, if you listen to the AMDM, you can really catch up on all the news.
Every day.
Every day.
Every morning around 6:30 a.m. is when it's published.
She is up putting that together with clips from our reporters and
interviews hosted by Mary Casciola.
Yes, including this one with Ellen where they talk about the car crash at Celtic Crossing, fires at Tops barbecue restaurants. There was a recent fire at Mulan and Cooper Young that led to them closing that location. Ellen also wrote a story about soybean and coffee tariffs and how that's affecting local businesses. It's so easy to get wrapped up in national politics and it's very important. But one thing I love about what we do here is we try to keep it local, and Ellen did that with that story. Also, Abigail Warren wrote about McDonald's parking lot drama in the suburbs.
It's more than you think, but yes.
So it takes all kinds. A couple of weeks ago, I got to be the guest on the AMDM, and this was a very meta episode because we talked about the Daily Memphian's commenting policy on our website. If you're not a subscriber, then you haven't seen our comment section.
You might not have even known it existed.
You might not have known. It's one of our subscriber quote-unquote perks. No, it really is a perk.
It's almost like a micro community.
It really is. I mean, just like this is why they call at really big publications, the people in charge of the comments, they call them the community director because they're making those comments work. So we really get into like, what do I do? What does my team do to work on the policies of making sure the comment section like lets people say all of their thoughts and feelings and opinions without crossing the line? And it's just, if you are a nerd at all about online culture, or you just are really mad at us for deleting your comment, like go ahead and listen to that and then get back to me because I think it just shares some good information.
It does.
And finally, we are coming to the end, but I wanted to shout out next week. Is it already next week? Yes. Next Tuesday, October 21st, at the Artist Table downtown, which is in the former Grecian Gourmet, restaurant by National Civil Rights Museum. So
On South Main.
Yep. The Daily Memphian is hosting a panel with a bunch of fun people and me all together on the panel to talk about food and culture in Memphis.
It's a great opportunity to meet some of the writers that you read all the time.
Yeah, and some people maybe you haven't had a chance to meet face to face. Like our CEO, Eric Barnes, is going to be leading the conversation. We'll have Ellen Chamberlain. She's been on the podcast. We'll have Elle Perry. She's our arts and culture editor.
She's also been on the podcast.
We have Nick Lingerfeld, famously been on the podcast, talking about his date at Gibson's Donuts. He's going to talk about, not that probably, but something else.
But we don't know.
We don't know. Sophia Surratt will be there. She's our business reporter that talks a lot about restaurant opening closings. And Jody Callahan, he's our general assignment reporter. So he ends up writing about all kinds of things and has a great insight into the culture in Memphis.
He does the Ask the Memphian series.
Yes. If you haven't read the Ask the Memphian series, I think we have dozens and dozens of stories.
Pigman is up this week, right?
Spooky season, Pigman themed. Yep. I don't really understand it, but there's a monster creature that may or may not live at Shelby Forest. So Jody wrote about it.
Yeah.
Yep. So you can ask him about that. If you come to this event next Tuesday, October 21st, it's free to attend. And there's going to be some snacks and some drinks there.
Where else can you get that for free anymore?
Nowhere. You're nowhere. Not even your house. You had to buy it, or someone did. But anyways, come to this. You do have to register. That's the only ticky thing. You got to get online and register. But
not even a thing. Just do it.
You can do it. Yes. I'm always like, I'm so sorry that you have to click on something. And Natalie Van Gundy's like,
it's nothing.
Just do it.
Just register already. We want to know you're coming.
We want to know you're coming. I'm excited to meet you. If you do listen to the podcast and you come next Tuesday, please say hi to me, introduce yourself. I would truly, truly love to meet you in Meet Space. That would be great. That's it. That's all the time we have. We have an extended episode on our hands, I think, because we just got to chatting and
so
fun.
If you're listening on WYXR, you might not have heard the entire episode. So listen to it as a podcast anywhere you get your podcasts and hear the rest.
Absolutely. Tune in, like Natalie said, on WYXR Radio, Thursdays at 11. Listen wherever you get your podcasts, dailymemphian.com. Thank you, Natalie, so much.
Thank you. This was fun.